Hello and welcome back to goldstocktrades.com. Today we have with us Guy Lebel, who's the CEO of Aquila Resources, which could be traded as AQA on the Toronto Stock Exchange. It also can be traded as AQARF for US investors on the US OTC. Thank you, Guy, for giving us some time today to discuss some recent news with your properties in Wisconsin that you have just monetized, and for giving us an update on the Back 40 project in Michigan, which could be America's next big gold mine. Thank you, Guy, for being here with us today.
Thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for being here. Let's first discuss what's so important this week. We've had recent news with your high-grade gold properties in Wisconsin. They're not the focus. The flagship is the Back 40 project, which is almost at the construction stage and ready to go, and the permitting and construction. But you also have these very high-grade gold properties in Wisconsin, and some recent developments this week that will bring money into the company, non-dilutive money into the company, for shareholders, and it'll also give some upside, some immediate upside for some exploration. So if you can give us an update on this week's news, it would be greatly appreciated.
Well, okay. I just want to make sure that we're clear on the fact that right now at Back 40 we're redoing a feasibility study for the old surface and underground projects, so we're not really ready to build. We're not in development per se. We're still a year and a half from there. We're going to have to re-permit the new design. In Wisconsin, we had the two nice properties, like you described. One of them was, had some high-grade high-grade grab sample. And we've been sitting with those property for almost 10 years. And, there was no way or no scenario, I would say, under which we could raise money to advance Back 40 and have enough spare change, if I can say, to move those two properties forward. And that was a shame. We received a unsolicited offer for the two properties. It's $3 million cash and shares in the a private company to be listed in the near future. And the total consideration, would be 3 plus 4. And on top of it, the way it was structured, we received a $1 million deposit on the, execution of the LOI. So that, solved some of our pressing funding issues, give us some runaway for the summer. But we're still going to have to raise some money eventually for advancing Back 40, the feasibility study, and withstand the permitting delay.
So let's highlight this this Back 40, and because it is a very advanced project. A lot of work has been done on this project. You're at the advanced permitting stage. Could you give us an update so people who are new to the story understand what the current status is at Back 40?
Okay, so Back 40, has been worked on by Aquila and Hudbay Minerals, for many years. There's almost $90 million US has been invested on that property in various level of studies. And most recently, we produced a technical report in the fall of 2020 for that feasibility level work for the surface process plant and open pit, and a PE level type of work for an add-on underground mine. When I became the CEO, we look at this. There was a number of opportunity that had been left during those technical report or the studies. Some of it would simplify the process plan and increase the recovery of gold. And the other type of, I would say, most important aspect was that once you make the decision to go underground, why not revisit your open pit, which, was fairly large, going deep, and we find that it was unnecessary. Now we can go away, get away with a smaller open pit and get on the ground. It's going to be almost the same tonnage. We're going to get 13 years of mine life. And basically, what we're doing is that we're simplifying the process plan, but we're also making much less impact on surface with the smaller pit and a better use of the surface infrastructure. That would resolve some permitting issue that we had with the wetland permit by not interfering or not making any direct impact on the wetland. We will not, we believe that we will not need a wetland permit. So by the fall, or say by fourth quarter this year, we would have a feasibility study for an integrated open pit underground mine, and we will have to return for the permitting of both. Okay, but we believe that that can be done in about 11 months. And if we need a wetland permit, we would apply at the same time. It's a combined application, and we might also need what they call a dam safety permit. If you build any kind of structure that hold water more than 6 feet, you need a wetland permit. So this is not a big issue.
Right. So for investors to realize here, I mean, from the prior feasibility studies, the economic studies, this is a potential 100,000 ounce gold producer at negative cash costs. Am I correct about that when you take the zinc credit?
Zinc, copper, and lead credit. Yes, it is. It would be, and on top of it, it's front loaded. I mean, the first few years, because we're mining the gold Gossan, basically we could do almost 200,000 ounces per year. So the payback of the project is less than 2 years. So we'll have paid back all the infrastructure by the time we start driving the ramp.
And what is important for investors to know here, this isn't, you're not going alone here. You have a very strong stakeholder base here, especially when you're permitting a major project like this in America. You need to have a strong stakeholders who have experience of building mines, and that's most notably a Cisco and Ryan. Could you talk about who your shareholder base is and some of the people on the board that could help with this new optimization plan?
Yes. So on the share registry, we have Orion for about 28, 29%, Roffer for about 12 to 15%, and Udby a little bit more than 10%, which is our shares that they received when we bought the 51% that they own. The Osisko Royalty Group owns the silver stream and a gold stream. And right now, we subcontracted Osisko, the development group, or basically a technical group of Osisko Development, to manage the feasibility study with our team. The Osisko group had been looking at the Aquila or the Back 40 project for over 2 years now, and have developed a number of opportunities. And we are now in the process of, crystallizing those opportunity on top of the work that had been done before.
Let's talk about recent developments in Michigan. Michigan has a history of mining. It's a top mining jurisdiction. The Senate just passed some recent legislation, I believe, that encourages mining. Could you just give us an update on the jurisdiction and some of the efforts within Michigan to to make mining an essential sector for the economy?
Yes. So it was not a piece of legislation, it was a resolution by the Senate of Michigan, both unanimous, both sides of the House, to make reiterate that mining is important for Michigan, and that to support mining and making sure that all the institution within the, the the civil structure of Michigan, the agencies work towards making mining a success in Michigan. And you have on our website the link to the full resolution. Uh, Michigan is the number 9 state uh, per value of mineral extraction or production, and it is it's a fairly good place to do business and do mining. I've been in Arizona and California, and I'm very happy to be in Michigan. I can tell you that.
Hmm. So Aquila Resources symbol is AQA on the Toronto. It also can be traded as AQARF on the US OTC, AQUILAResources.com. It's trading around $11 an ounce gold equivalent. And that's compared to median in the sector around $42 an ounce gold equivalent, trading at a price to NAV of 0.3x. The zero value is being given for the upside potential at back 40 or these properties that you just monetized. I think that's many investors did not give any value, zero value for that. Am I correct about that, Guy?
Oh, you're absolutely correct. And not only we did, there was no value. I mean, for those assets. On top of it, we have to pay to maintain them on a yearly basis. So I'm selling, what would be a cash call against hard cash and the upside in whatever work the new company will do on those properties. It's a great deal.
And you're covered now by any banks?
We're covered by Cormark. It's called Cormark Capital
Mm-hmm.
in Canada. They have
Okay.
18 cents target right now.
What is their target? I'm sorry.
18.
18
Yes.
is the target.
It's a double.
It's a double. Okay. That is very interesting. The Back 40 project, some really interesting, strong support from the Upper Peninsula lawmakers. Before we go, the Back 40 project is very attractive when you look at the valuations compared to the peers. 130 meters have been drilled, and the deposit is open at depth. Guy, is there anything else that shareholders should be looking forward to in 2021? I know that there's a lot of work being done right now on the redesign. Is there anything else that we should be looking forward to?
Yes. So first of all, it'll be a new resource statement coming in. Then, that's going to be part of the technical report for the feasibility study in the late third quarter, early fourth quarter of this year. I'm expecting that the NAV of the project will grow significantly for many reasons. We'll see at the time, but it's going to be a multiple of what we have right now. And after that, we'll apply for the permit that we need for the underground and surface mine again. And in Michigan last time, it took 11 months only. So I'm fairly confident that since they permitted the mine once and the plant, it's really the underground that needs to be looked at from the agency point of view.
I've spoken about the life cycle of a junior miner to my investors many times. What some are calling the Lasagne Curve,
Yeah.
where investors make a lot during the early exploration, but they also can, the second part where they can make a lot of potential value is at the project financing and construction stage. Could you highlight where Aquila might be on that Lasagne curve, or where you think it may be?
I think we're in the saddle. There was the run up when they were drilling and discovering the ore body, but now we're at the what I call the dark place where basically a lot of the work happening is desktop. We're doing analysis, we're doing lab tests, we're crunching number. There is very little press release. I mean, we're not drilling anymore. We're crunching all the information, all the science that we have, trying to make the best project. And, there's a period, and that's what I call the saddle and that curve there, where, it's a nice entry point, obviously.
Well, go to AquilaResources.com to get more information. Uh, Thank you, Guy Lebel, President and CEO of Aquila, which can be traded as AQA on the Toronto, and it also can be traded as AQARF. Some significant news this week: monetizing the Wisconsin assets, focusing on Back 40 to get fully permitted and financed. Thank you so much, Guy, for giving us an update today.
Thank you, Jeff.